So I just want to quickly talk about something that just happened to me. So I just came back from a local LGBTQ support group, and something was said in this group that I just didn't agree with. So there was other people there. I think in total there was five of us maybe, and we are doing like some arts and crafts stuff, whatever. But there was this older trans woman who was there. So I mean I'm trans too. I'm a trans woman, but I guess this older trans woman was like, I guess we're the only trans people that were there maybe. But she didn't take part in the arts and crafts. The whole group, she was just talking to the woman in charge, which is like this older woman, which and the entire time as I was just doing whatever, um. I was listening to the conversation they were having. And for the most part, I was agreeing with everything, like, yeah, yeah. And then she said something that I was like, what? And then she basically said that she thinks if you're like a trans person, she was basically saying like a trans woman, but she was like, if you're like a trans person who hasn't had the surgery yet, then that you're not binary trans. You are non-binary trans because you haven't had the surgery. You're somewhere in between. That makes you non-binary trans. You're not or whatever. And she said this, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, in my head, I was like, what? What does she mean by this? And that really bothered me, the rest of the group. I was trying to do the thing, the arts and crafts stuff, but in my head I was like, what the fuck did she meant by that? And I was feeling really wound up and upset, like what? And I was feeling really wound up and upset. And at one point I was checking to see if I was like shaking. And I thought to myself, like, I need to like say something or talk to the woman in charge. So before I left the group, I did. I had a private word with her, and I basically said something to her, like, I basically said to her, like, is that trans woman basically saying that because I haven't had the surgery yet, that she's saying I'm not a woman? Like, I'm non-binary trans, I'm not a woman because I haven't had the surgery yet. And I said to her, like, that's bullshit. Like, I didn't say that's bullshit, but I said, like, that's not true or whatever. Um, and then she basically said to me, like, that she didn't realize what the other trans woman said. She was like, "Oh, is that what she meant?" And I said to her, like, "Well, I don't know for sure if that's what she meant, but it kind of sounds like it." She says, "If you're a trans person who haven't had the surgery yet, then you're non-binary trans." So it's like, so are you basically saying you're basically saying I'm not a woman, like because I am, like parts does not equal gender. This is something many trans people, trans women, trans men, and non-binary people are trying to get through to cis people. Your parts do not equal gender. So saying to a trans woman, well, you're not really a woman because you haven't had the surgery yet, you're non-binary trans, that is bullshit because I am a woman. And the woman I was talking to who runs the group, when I kind of clarified that I think that's what this other trans woman meant, she luckily agreed with me, and she was like, "Oh yeah, like, because she has a daughter who's trans, a trans woman, and she said to me like, well, I have a trans daughter, and she hasn't had the surgery yet, and in my eyes, she's a woman. So it's luckily she was on my side, which put me at ease, like, put me at ease and made me feel less invalidated and less upset. And she basically told me that she wasn't going to confront the trans woman then and then, which I wasn't expecting her to, because that was one of the reasons why I wanted to have a private word with her, because I didn't want to make a scene or confront her because I didn't feel like it. So that's why I wanted to have a private word. And she basically said that like maybe later she's going to email her and kind of ask her to clarify, like, what did you actually mean by that? So she said she's going to do that later, but I'm happy to, but I'm happy that she was on my side because that is bullshit. That's not true at all. Like, parts do not equal gender, and like. Yeah, that's just it. Parts don't equal gender. Men can have vaginas, women can have penises. They're still men, they're still women. Your parts don't equal your gender. Uh, yes. Um, because I haven't had the surgery, that still that like doesn't make me non-binary or whatever. Like I'm a woman. Any other trans women or trans men out there who haven't had the surgery, that doesn't make them any less of a man or a woman. They are still men. They are still women. To have that narrow-minded mindset, and a trans woman to say that too, I'm very surprised. Very narrow-minded of her. Like you should know better. So yeah. I feel like as I'm talking, I'm getting a bit mixed up with my words because I'm kind of a bit wound up. But it's good to know that the woman running this group agreed with me, and I got some validation there. But yeah, because it is bullshit. Like I'm a woman, and my parts don't equal my gender. So yeah.